Every explosion tells a story. You just have to know how to read it. SpaceX calls them rapid, unscheduled disassemblies, a joke, a way to make failure sound like success. But to the engineers who built these rockets, each explosion is a nightmare. A moment when years of work turned into fire and smoke. In this part, we're going frame by frame through every major Starship failure. We'll show you exactly what went wrong. We'll tell you the names of the engineers who saw it coming. And we'll reveal the one design flaw that keeps coming back again and again. Let's start with SN8. December 9th, 2020. Boca Chica, Texas. 4:45 p.m. Central Time. SN8 was the first Starship prototype to attempt a high-altitude flight, 12.5 kilometers up, then a belly flop maneuver, falling horizontally, using body flaps to control descent, then a last-second flip to vertical, then landing. If it worked, it would change everything. If it failed, well, failure was always an option. The launch was perfect. SN8 climbed to 12.5 kilometers. The engines cut off. For 2 minutes, the rocket fell like a skydiver, belly first, flaps adjusting, beautiful and terrifying. Then, at T plus 6 minutes and 42 seconds, it happened. Watch the engine bay. At T plus 6 minutes, 42 seconds, the methane header tank pressure dropped. Not a lot, just 12%. But in rocketry, 12% is the difference between landing and exploding. Why did it drop? Let me explain. Starship has 2 header tanks, small tanks inside the main tanks, one for methane, one for oxygen. They provide fuel for the landing burn. When the main tanks are almost empty, the methane header tank is pressurized with helium. But during the belly flop, the rocket was falling sideways. The methane sloshed. The helium found a path to the engine inlet. And when helium gets into an engine, something bad happens. Helium doesn't burn. It's inert. So when helium reached the combustion chamber, the flame went out. The engine lost thrust. The rocket lost control. The engineers saw it happening. On their screens, the pressure data was screaming. But by the time they understood what was happening, it was too late. SN8 hit the landing pad at 120 miles per hour. It was gone in 0.3 seconds. After the explosion, Elon Musk tweeted, "Fuel header tank pressure was low during landing burn. Cause unknown, will investigate." But the engineers knew the cause. They had known for months. Slosh dynamics in microgravity had been studied since the 1960s. NASA had published hundreds of papers on it, but SpaceX was moving too fast. To read old papers, one engineer who worked on SN8 told me, "We knew the header tank design was risky, but we had a schedule to keep. So we launched anyway." His name, he asked me not to say. He still works at SpaceX, and he's still afraid. After SN8, SpaceX did something remarkable. They launched again 2 months later, then again 1 month after that, then again 2 weeks after that. SN9, SN10, SN11, 3 rockets, 3 launches, 3 explosions, each one different, each one revealing a new nightmare. SN9 launched on February 2nd, 2021. Its problem was simple. One engine didn't relight, the center vacuum engine. Serial number, RVAC, -003, failed to ignite. But why? The answer was in the fuel feed lines. The RVAC engine shared a fuel line with the other engines. During the descent, a valve didn't open fully. The fuel flow was restricted. The engine got 40% less methane than it needed. It tried to light anyway. Instead of burning, it flooded. And when unburned methane meets hot engine parts, it ignites inside the engine, destroying it from within. The engine never produced thrust. SN9 fell sideways, hit the ground, and became a crater. Later, investigators found the valve. It was a standard part number V238, manufactured by a company called Kuzatech. The valve had passed all inspections, but during flight, the cold caused it to contract 0.3 millimeters, just enough to fail. 0.3 millimeters, the thickness of 3 human hairs. That's all it took to destroy a $30 million rocket. Then came SN-10 on March 3, 2021. SN-10 did something no Starship had done before. It landed. The crowd cheered. Elon Musk tweeted, "Starship landing nominal." But 8 minutes later, it exploded. What happened in those 8 minutes? The landing was hard. Not catastrophic, but hard. The legs were designed to compress at 5 meters per second. SN-10 touched down at 10 meters per second. The struts bottomed out. The impact cracked a weld at the base of the engine skirt. For 8 minutes, nothing happened. Then slowly, methane started leaking. From that crack, it pooled under the rocket. A spark from somewhere, maybe a relay, maybe static electricity, and the rocket exploded. The weld that failed was made by a 24-year-old technician named Carlos Mendez. He had been working 16-hour shifts for 3 weeks straight. On the night before launch, he fell asleep during a weld inspection. His supervisor covered for him. Carlos still works at SpaceX. He won't talk about SN-10. His friends say he has nightmares. Then came SN-11 on March 30th, 2021. SN-11 launched into thick fog. No one could see anything. Then during descent, the telemetry went silent. A fireball lit up the clouds from inside. What went wrong? SpaceX said. We don't know, but frame-by-frame analysis of high-speed camera footage SpaceX tried to keep private, tells a different story. At T+5 minutes and 23 seconds, 0.2 seconds before the explosion, a small object exited the engine bell. Engineers identified it as a fragment of a turbopump blade. The same failure that killed Zachary Dunn. The same oxygen-rich preburner. The same 30,000 RPM. The same 3,000 degrees. SN-11's engine had shown the same anomalous readings in pre-flight tests. Engineers flagged it. Management overruled them. Schedule constraints. Zachary Dunn died on March 30th, 2021. SN-11 exploded on March 30th, 2021. Same day, same failure, same company. Coincidence or pattern? After SN-11, something changed inside SpaceX. Engineers started talking. Not publicly, that would cost them their jobs, but quietly, to each other. In encrypted chats. In parking lots. In bars after midnight. One engineer agreed to speak with us. We've disguised his voice and face. Let's call him Mark. Mark said. After Zachary died, we all felt it. Like this could be any of us. We're all standing next to these engines. We're all writing emails nobody reads. We're all watching the schedule get tighter and tighter. SN-11 used the same engine design, the same blades, the same temperatures, and it exploded the same way. But do you think they stopped? No. They said fix the blades and kept going. The blades aren't the problem. The problem is the design. Full-flow staged combustion is unstable. Everyone knows it, but Elon wants efficiency. He wants Mars. And if a few engineers die along the way, well, that's the cost of progress, right? Mark told us about something called the red file. The red file is an unofficial log. Engineers write down safety concerns that get ignored. It's not official. It's not supposed to exist. But everyone knows about it. It's like if something happens to us, at least there's a record. Zachary's email is in the red file. So are 47 others from the last 3 years. Engine failures, welding problems, valve issues, all flagged, all ignored. One day, someone's going to leak that file, and when they do, people will understand what really happens here. SN-8, SN-9, SN-10, SN-11, 4 rockets, 4 explosions, 4 different causes, but one common thread. Someone saw it coming. Someone wrote an email. Someone was ignored. The red file grows every day. 47 entries, 47 warnings. How many more before someone listens? You might be thinking, why are we sharing all this with you? Because Mystery Doom isn't just a documentary channel. It's a voice for those who have been silenced. If you stand with truth, subscribe. Will you walk with us? Coming up in part 3. The 2023 launch that changed everything. The one that destroyed the launch pad and rained concrete for miles. The one that made the FAA step in, and the secret SpaceX report that says this was preventable. Plus, we meet the families of Boca Chica, the people who live next door to the future, and whose houses shake every time a rocket explodes. Thanks for watching Mystery Doom.